Hi, I'm Annie Chen. Today I'm going to talk about analyze language learning strategy for my French and Japanese learning. Because I have learned French when I was a freshman, and now I chose the subject to learn Japanese. And both languages I haven't learned before, and besides, they are second language acquisition for me. So I would like to have an analysis for what strategy I use in different language learning. And here is my outline. I'll divide my speech into 4 parts. The first will be what strategy I use for previewing the lessons. The second will be during the learning, and I will focus on the 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The third will be reviewing the lesson. And finally, I'll give a conclusion. When I preview a lesson, I will practice the pronunciation of the alphabet before each class. And by doing this, I can strengthen the foundation of my learning. And I will also look at the title of the new lesson, and I'll guess what it is going to talk about. It can help me getting the idea quickly. For listening, I'll represent sound in memory with French by taking notes in Chinese later to recall the pronunciation. As the picture you can see. For example, blue song, and I'll write on blue song. And besides, some French have a familiar sound in English, so I can associate them together, like étudiant means student, and it has familiar sound with educate. And I would like to practice my Japanese listening comprehension by watching the Japanese drama or listening to the Japanese songs. And I will pay attention to the speakers. If I don't understand the meaning, I'll take notes down, and I'll ask my French for clarification. For speaking, I think the best way to strengthen the speaking ability is to practice again and again. Like in a class, I will repeat the lesson quietly in order to memorize the pronunciation. And there is a special way of pronunciation in accent of French. And I will read the article to my classmate and ask her to correct my wrong pronunciation. And besides, we have many opportunities to stand on stage and pick up a microphone to speak the French. And every time I always feel nervous when I stand on the stage. And at that time I will take a deep breath to lower my anxiety. However, I think it is more easier to speak Japanese, so I will practice the conversation with my friends in our daily life, just like this. Ohayo! Konnichiwa! As for reading, when I read the French article, I like to use the cognitive strategy, such as analyze expressions. For example, bon means good, so when I read the word like bon voyage, I know that it means good voyage. And when I don't understand the meaning of the words, I will take notes down and then look up to the dictionary to find the meaning of them, and then translate into English. And besides, I also call the keywords such as important vocabulary or grammar. And by doing this, it can help me organize my learning more effectively. And I would like to strengthen my Japanese reading comprehension by seeking practice opportunity. For example, I'll read the instruction of the product, and I'll try to translate into my mother tongue and then to see if I understand the meaning. Like this. The product says Utsusha Aji. It means it is soft flavor. And besides, the Japanese letter just like drawing. So when I read the article, I would like to draw the picture beside the vocabulary. It can help me to memorize the word better. And when I don't have some grammar question, I'll ask teacher to help me to solve my problem. And now let's move on to the writing part. When I write French, I like to select the topic. For example, I'll try to write down an instruction of myself or write letters to others. And I also like to use the memory strategy. I organize my notes and then grouping them, and then place the new word into a new context to practice the way I can use those words. And when it comes to Japanese, I think the most difficult part is writing, because it doesn't look like Chinese or English. It is new for me, so I have to memorize the shape of the letters. So the strategy I use the most is to practice again and again, just like picture you can see. And I'll also highlight the words that I often forget. With highlighting, I can focus on those words whenever I read them on the article. Besides, I would like to use the social strategy, such as cooperating with peers. We have some writing homework, and I would like to discuss with my classmates. We can solve the problem together and then find out the answer. And think with them help, I learn Japanese more better and happily. And the most important of all is effective strategy, because I failed the major exam. So I tell myself that I shouldn't give up. I should encourage myself to have more confidence in learning Japanese. As to review the lessons, I think the most important strategy is to review well. And we can use metacognitive strategy to help our reviewing, like we can organizing or self-monitoring to evaluate our learning. Sometimes I'll setting the goals and objectives to myself, like I have to memorize 50 vocabulary this week, or I have to pass the exam. And now I'd like to give a conclusion of my presentation. After analysis, I found that I'll use different strategies in different languages even though they're in the same skill. Like in French, I use cognitive and memory strategy the most. However, in Japanese, I use social and metacognitive strategy the most. In conclusion, different strokes for different folks. One size didn't fit all. So I think we should apply more strategy to improve our learning. And I'll keep on finding a new strategy for my language learning. And I hope that one day I can be good at both of these two languages. Thank you for your listening.